The Secret of the Museum. Mia and Leo were best friends since kindergarten. They loved to play video games, watch Marvel movies, and explore new places. They also loved science class with a passion. Their science teacher, Miss Lee, was the most cool and inspiring person they ever met. She always gave them interesting projects and experiments to do. One day, she gave them a special assignment. She said they had to go to the local museum and find out something new about dinosaurs. She said it would be fun and educational. She also said they could go anytime they wanted, as long as they finished their report by Friday. Mia and Leo were thrilled. They decided to go to the museum on Wednesday after school. They planned everything carefully. They would take their bikes to the museum, spend an hour there, and then come back home. They put their plan into action. They waited until school was over and then got on their bikes. They felt a surge of excitement as they rode to the museum. They arrived at the museum and bought their tickets. They quickly found the dinosaur exhibit and started exploring. They felt like they were in another world. They saw fossils, skeletons, models, and interactive displays. They learned about different types of dinosaurs, their habitats, their behaviors, and their extinction. They were so fascinated by the exhibit that they didn't notice the time passing by. They also didn't notice a sign that said staff only. It was on a door that led to a dark hallway. Mia saw the door and said to Leo, "Do you see what I see?" Leo nodded. He knew what she was thinking. They waited until no one was looking and then sneaked into the door. They walked down the hallway and found another door that said lab. They opened it and entered. They couldn't believe their eyes. They saw a huge laboratory filled with machines, tubes, wires, and monitors. They also saw something else that made their jaws drop. They saw a live dinosaur. It was a baby T-Rex, about the size of a dog. It was in a glass cage with sensors attached to its body. It looked scared and lonely. Mia and Leo gasped. They had just discovered a secret experiment. They felt a mix of curiosity and compassion. They wanted to know more about the dinosaur, but they also wanted to help it. They looked around for clues. They found a notebook on a desk that had some notes on it. They read them and learned that the dinosaur was cloned from a fossil DNA sample by a scientist named Dr. Smith. He was trying to bring back extinct animals for research purposes. They also learned that he was planning to move the dinosaur to another facility soon, where he would perform more tests on it. Mia and Leo felt angry and sad. They thought that Dr. Smith was cruel and selfish. He didn't care about the dinosaur's well-being or feelings. He only cared about his own fame and fortune. They decided to do something about it. They decided to free the dinosaur and take it somewhere safe. They waited until Dr. Smith left the lab for a break and then made their move. They unlocked the cage and took out the sensors from the dinosaur's body. They wrapped it in a blanket and put it in a backpack. They ran out of the lab and back to the hallway. They hoped no one would notice them. They were wrong. Dr. Smith saw them and yelled, "Hey, stop! Come back here!" But it was too late. Mia and Leo were gone. They got on their bikes and rode away. Dr. Smith chased them in his car. Mia and Leo had to dodge traffic, pedestrians, and obstacles as they tried to escape from Dr. Smith. They drove around the city, looking for a place to hide. They decided to go to Miss Lee's house, where they knew she would be home by now. They thought she would understand and help them. They reached her house and knocked on her door. She opened it and saw them with their backpack. She said, "Hi, kids. What are you doing here? And what's in your backpack?" Mia and Leo looked at each other nervously. They said, "Miss Lee, we have something to show you." They opened their backpack and revealed the dinosaur. Miss Lee gasped. She said, "Is that what I think it is?" Mia and Leo nodded. They said, "Yes, it is." Miss Lee smiled. She said, "Wow, that's amazing. Come in, come in." She invited them inside her house. She said, "You have to tell me everything. How did you find this dinosaur? Where did you get it from? What are you going to do with it?" Mia and Leo told her the whole story. They told her about their assignment, their visit to the museum, their discovery of the lab, their rescue of the dinosaur, and their escape from Dr. Smith. Miss Lee listened with interest and astonishment. She said, "That's incredible. You kids are very brave and smart, but you're also in a lot of trouble. Dr. Smith won't give up easily. He'll try to find you and get his dinosaur back. He might even call the police or the media. You can't keep the dinosaur here. It's too dangerous." Mia and Leo felt worried. They said, "But what can we do? We can't just give the dinosaur back to Dr. Smith. He'll hurt it or kill it. We can't let that happen." Miss Lee thought for a moment. She said, "I have an idea. There's a place where you can take the dinosaur, a place where it will be safe and happy, a place where it belongs." Mia and Leo said, "Where?" Miss Lee said, "The zoo." Mia and Leo said, "The zoo?" Miss Lee nodded. She said, "Yes, the zoo. I have a friend who works there as a veterinarian. His name is Dr. Patel. He's very kind and loves animals. He'll take good care of the dinosaur and protect it from Dr. Smith. He'll also help you with your report." Mia and Leo liked the idea. They said, "That sounds great, but how do we get to the zoo? Dr. Smith might still be looking for us." Miss Lee said, "Don't worry, I have a plan for that too. We'll take my car. It's in the garage. I'll drive you to the zoo while you keep the dinosaur hidden in the back seat. We'll avoid the main roads and take some shortcuts. We'll be there in no time." Mia and Leo agreed to the plan. They thanked Miss Lee for her help and got into her car. They put the dinosaur in the back seat and covered it with another blanket. They drove away from Miss Lee's house. They hoped they would make it to the zoo safely. They also hoped they would see their dinosaur friend again. They had just had the greatest adventure ever. They also had just learned the most important lesson ever. They learned that life is precious and should be respected. They learned that science is amazing and should be used for good. They learned that friendship is powerful and should be cherished. The end.